Hi everybody. So it's Thursday. I think it's November. I don't know if it's 12th or the 13th. It might even be the 14th. I don't know. And I just got my Zepbound refill. I thought this was interesting. I've been on Zepbound since May. I started Wegovy in April, day before Easter, and then on the 5th week started with Zepbound. And I've been taking it all these months, and this is the first time that I've received anything like this. Drug details, how to instructions, how to store it, what it is, how I should use it, possible side effects. And last but not least, a receipt. I don't know if I should laugh or be angry, because I think that's kind of dangerous. I mean, I realize that we have to be our own advocates, and turn this around. I don't even know if you're seeing me. I realize we have to be our own advocates, especially when it comes to medication and health and doctors and all of it, but that's kind of not, seems like it's not safe or a good idea to first furnish this kind of information when you've already been taking it for almost like 5 months, and just now giving the patient the information. I don't know if Lilly has updated their policies and procedures. I noticed their packaging is different now. I used to get a much bigger box with the vials. Now I get a rather small, compact box with the vials, which actually had me in a panic last month when I got it, because I thought they didn't give me my meds. I thought they only gave me one vial. And then I opened the little box, and there were 4 even tinier boxes inside, which I'm not mad about. I prefer a smaller package, since I have to keep it in the refrigerator and we only have so much room in the fridge. But they didn't let you know that they're changing the packaging, and then to put out these papers. I'm direct pay. I think, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Jesus, excuse me. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm coming down with something. I'm pretty sure it's just a cold. I think when you're paying hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars for a medication and your direct pay, that's really crappy. But from the safety side of things, whether you get your meds for free or you pay $10,000, you should be getting this information from the very beginning. Which leads me to a little information about when I started Zepbound. It's going to be a short video, I promise. All I'd known was what I heard on the media about Ozempic. Never even heard of trizepatide or Zepbound at the time. This is this past April. In fact, I don't know if this is something I should be embarrassed about or something to laugh at or somewhere in the middle. I did not do my due diligence on this medication, on Wegovy or Zepbound or GLPs in general, until I was already taking them. Once it was until I was prescribed. Once it was prescribed, I handed in the prescription that day to the pharmacy, but I didn't fill it. I didn't pick it up right away. I told them to hold on to it, and I'd be back, because I wasn't sure I wanted to get it. I was really that afraid of starting this medication. I wasn't afraid of the shots. I was afraid of what would be in the shots, and what if something went wrong. I really, really was terrified. I don't think I've ever been afraid of taking a medication like I was starting this. And, my doctor, who I love, and actually she's an ARNP. I really love her. But to be fair, when she convinced me to try this medication, and for the reasons that she wanted me to try it, which was not just weight, it was actually weight, but it was also equally the rheumatoid arthritis and trigger finger, because if you didn't see it or you don't remember, I went about 4 months, I think a little bit longer, it might have even been close to 6 months. I couldn't brush my hair, I couldn't pick up a hairbrush. It was getting to the point where I was so debilitated and in so much pain, and my hands were stiffening up so bad, and the trigger fingers were so bad, and I had trigger thumb too, which is its own issue and way more painful than the trigger finger, by the way. Then my husband was starting to have to help me get dressed. I couldn't even dress myself. And she believed, based on what she had seen and read, that this medication might actually give me back my mobility and keep me from having to get on harsher autoimmune and arthritic type medications. And within 3 days of taking my first shot of Wegovy, even though I had horrible side effects, I mean, not fun, I started to be able to move my hands and my fingers. Within a week, I was starting to be able to hold things loosely. Within 2 weeks, I was brushing my hair for the first time in months. So she gave me some quickie information, but I didn't get information on how to do the injection, which I already pretty much knew. I live with a diabetic. And I also have some medical background. I was a registered medical assistant years ago, for many years. And, but no longer. I'm not a healthcare person. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a professional, anything. I'm just somebody sharing my experience. So don't sue me. And don't do what I do unless you want to. But I'm not telling you to.
That's a bunch of drama shit.
Babe, I'm on the video.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I'll take it outside.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This way you could talk to your friend.
Oh, this is my new parties.
Well, tell him to send him my love. Sorry. So when I started these GLPs, I really didn't know anything. I got the prescription on a Friday, and no, a Thursday. I handed it into the pharmacy, and that weekend I started YouTubing everything and Googling everything I could about Wegovy, because I still wasn't familiar with Zepbound or trizepatide. I saw a little bit of it in passing while looking for Wegovy, but I was focused on what I was prescribed at the time, and I really didn't know anything. And the whole thing about all this protein, It's not going to sound good, but I thought everybody was crazy talking about all this protein because I was told by the doctor years ago, for more than a few years at a time, we get too much protein in most cases, and too much protein could actually hurt the kidneys. So when everybody's been talking about these these all this protein, I'm thinking you guys are nuts. And I'm sorry, I'm just being honest. And it wasn't until recently, actually, like so recent, less than a week ago, that I was watching a doctor who was on the GLPs and P1. He was on Zepbound, started with Ozempic, and he lost 150 pounds himself. And he's talking about the need for protein, and I'm like, so this is real. And my doctor didn't tell me anything about what to eat. Well, first of all, I had a pretty strong history of whole food, plant-based nutritional knowledge. Years of reading and research and following certain doctors. So she felt pretty confident in me. But I really, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and I'm still learning as we go along the way. And I'm learning mostly from these community groups. And God, I hope this didn't come out disrespectful. I know a few times I've said, like even in the last video, that I didn't get it and I wasn't fully present, and I just, I have full respect for everybody on this medication, anybody that has a weight issue, diabetic, any kind of health issue, really. And these communities have just made my life so much better in so many ways, as has this medication. But so I don't ever want to make anyone feel watching this, when I tell you these things, that I don't respect all of you, because I absolutely do. It's my own ignorance and my own arrogance, that I just, I didn't get it, because I wasn't informed by a quote unquote professional some of the stuff. And because I have so much background in nutrition, I just, but I really didn't know anything about these meds. I thought, oh, you guys are going to kill your kidneys. But I was taking your advice. I was taking what you guys were saying, and I was trying to increase the protein and the protein and the protein. I'll tell you what, when I have heavy protein, I can't eat. Like, there's no way I can get in my calories. There's no way I can make my whatever I gotta make, because it's just, it destroys my appetite, I think, almost worse than the medication itself. Case in point, I hadn't eaten all day yesterday, till around 4 in the afternoon. I didn't sleep well the night before. I slept part of the day. My work schedule got flexed, and I got hungry at the last minute when I had to leave the house, of course. So I made something quick. I used the Ezekiel English muffin with some guacamole, fresh guacamole. It's only like 5 ingredients, no oil or anything added, nothing too processed. And 2 slabs of soy-free tofu. I know that may not sound very enticing to anybody, but it was a pinch. I was in a pinch, and that's pretty much what I eat. So that was quick because I could make a sandwich. So I toasted everything to death to cook everything. And when I say tofu, I only use one kind. It's the extra firm. I can't deal with the mushy stuff. And I made this sandwich, which actually tasted really good because of the guacamole. Man, I bit into that protein. I ate that. So I could almost not finish that one little thing. And I ended up having a bowl of watermelon later at night, but that was it. I couldn't do it. It destroys my appetite. Now I am trying to eat high protein, and I'm finding that the way that I can get my protein in the best is through these soups and stews. But I just wanted to share some of that I've been living in the dark, and I've been in denial, and I guess living in ignorance because I didn't know, and I didn't completely trust. Um, I do respect, and I did respect. I just didn't completely trust. And now I'm hearing all this, and all I can say is that I got my blood work back on October 31st, and my labs were phenomenal. Everything was like the best it had ever been, like really, really, really good. My doctor was very pleased, and there doesn't seem to be a huge issue. The 9 pound weight loss, I really think that was mostly fluid. I think I was retaining fluid because of my menopause or monthly cycle, whatever. And I think that is actually what's happening. Um, and I don't expect to see something like that again if ever, for a long, long time. Like I said, I average about a pound a week, a pound and a half a week, 1 to 3 pounds. But usually it falls around a pound to a pound and a half, if that. So I'm not losing at a an expeditious rate. So um, they say that the muscle loss it comes off. It also has a lot to do not just with what you eat and how you exercise, but how fast you're losing the weight. And I'm not losing it like Speedy Gonzalez. So I'm not, at this point, I'm not worried. And I don't expect a big weight loss again like that. So anyway, thanks for listening. I love you guys. I guess I won't see you on Friday because there's no live stream. But if you know of any live streams with that's a similar community to Dee Dee's, Joe's, JC's, Hargerine, Simply Taisha, that's on a Tuesday, a Thursday, a Saturday, please let me know in the comments because I use these meetings like 12-step, and they keep me grounded and connected, and I need them. I need them. Thank you. Thank you guys. Bye.